All right, what's going on? Welcome to Big WICK Energy Podcast, episode number 2. My name is Rihari, founder of Ambitious Investing, and we're here with Ali and Slade. Today, we're going to be talking about the journey of beginning as a day trader and what you have to go through to get from starting from absolutely nothing to what you go through as a beginner. So last time we touched on the whole journey overall, with everyone pretty much just going through where you started to like where you are now. So now we're going to go through like the start stage of getting into day trading, and hopefully that just helps you guys become better at day trading and learn the way that you're supposed to learn.
Tell me what you want. What you really want. I wanna be down.
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
what an intro. Bro, that's true.
done a few camera gigs.
First try, eh? Not your first radio.
It's not my first radio today.
Wow, it's like this is your second one.
Yeah, I've done this a few times. Second podcast, we're ready to go. But yeah, we'll touch on the beginning stages as a beginner, because obviously everyone gets the whole hype scene or the marketing stuff in Instagram, TikTok, wherever you see it. And obviously a lot of people want to leave that 9 to 5 or want to have that extra income to pay for some bills. So as someone starting out, because when did you get into it?
So I got into it start of this year, January 2024.
So that's real quick, eh?
Yeah, it's been like pretty intense journey. Yeah, I kind of just went all in right from the start. I saw the potential and like, just all the money that could be made. It's insane. So yeah, I went in pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And and the results speak for themselves. Like, that 28% that one day.
And that'll be like your best day.
100%.
Yeah.
But like from that day, I could have easily pulled probably like another 15% from that day. But I was pretty happy with where I was. And I didn't want to get too greedy, and I didn't want to, risk all that profit that I made. So
Yeah.
that was just a, huge learning experience.
Yeah.
And just from that day, my confidence just like went through the roof, and like 28% days are just, it's going to be the norm soon.
It will be the norm. See, that's a difference. And so leading up to that point, because that was what, 4 months, 5 months into your journey?
Right, that was probably about 4 months in. So that was, I think that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So maybe like start of May into April. And I had started this journey in January. So that was like 4 or 5 months. But it all really clicked when I found Ambitious Investing.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Ambitious. Oh. And I'd probably been, when did I start? I think I started with you start of March. So I was,
True.
yeah, bro. So I'd been trading for like 2 months,
Yeah.
trying to figure it all out. And then just having the community, having the mentors, and then it all kind of just clicked in from there. And 2 months later, 28%.
Damn. Bro, see, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like my journey, because obviously it was a bit different to what your guys is. Obviously you got a mentor or like, someone to talk to, a community to chat with. My journey was a lot different because I didn't really have like a mentor to tell me like what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, or anything like that. So I guess that's the big difference. And everyone that's sort of getting that early success, I think, is purely for the fact of having someone there to ask questions to, but also getting the answers to, you should be doing this or you should be doing that.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
Because in those first 2 months, I was kind of just second guessing everything. I didn't know whether I was mucking the charts up right. Like,
Yeah.
is this a high low? Is this a high high? And then I had a session with Briar,
Mm.
and she was like, "Okay, mark up the charts for me," and I was like, "Oh, can you mark up the charts?" Because I was, nervous as didn't really know what to do, and then I just marked up the charts, and she was like, so this is what you need to change. Like, this is the actual high. This is the breaker structure here. So you can wait for a change of character at this point, at this point of interest, and then look on the lower time frame and find an entry. And I was like, man, like it makes it sound super simple.
Yeah.
And just getting that confirmation from someone who's been in the game and who's profitable just makes your confidence going into the live market way better. So that was a huge help. Definitely invest in a mentor. And I mean, like, you could get 2 mentors for the price of, like,
I doubt the price of a $10,000 course.
I can't get over that, Slade, bro.
She never should have said that. Now I'm never going to live it down.
I actually wish I knew that before you started with me. That's mean. So let's talk us through your journey, or where you started, what you had learned, and then getting to the point where, I mean, obviously you're profitable, you're a trader that makes money, and you're able to come and work with me at Ambitious Investing. So talk us through your whole process of to the point where he emailed me and he pretty much he emailed me and he was like, bro, I've been doing trading for a little bit. I'm a struggling trader. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's when we started mentoring. So talk us through your whole journey before that. And then we'll get into the journey after that, after you started mentoring with me.
Yeah. So, what I remember was my first biggest payout that I got for myself was on my own live account. I made about, I think it was 4 or 5 days where I made a K, another K, and then I made a 2K, and then I made another K. And so I had made up quite a lot. And I was like, wow, this is mean.
Yeah.
And obviously I had probably over leveraged because I was only at 7K USD on on the account.
True.
And I was because it was on futures when I first started, and I made that, and I was like, fuck, this is mean. I could just do this for the rest of my life.
So this is before you come on with me, right?
This was when I first started trading.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, and then I pulled that money out, bought me a chair, secret lab chair.
Damn, man,
First thing, first thing I did,
Not the $1,000 chair. Damn.
Yo, oh nah, and that's where the excitement just grew and stayed there. And then I was after I made all that money, pulled that money out, then lost all that money because I obviously over risked. And then I was like, what can I do to better understand how I'm getting into the, because it was pretty much just okay, here is a high, here's a low, just jump in somewhere and hope for the best. But so it was never, there's no strategy involved at all.
Yeah,
it was just intuition.
All right.
But yeah, that obviously didn't lead the right way, and so I needed to find someone that would help me on my journey. And then obviously I had a few other mentors, and they always gave me information, but I always felt it wasn't enough for me to fully grasp onto what I needed to know. And then obviously that's where I stumbled across you, and then helped me understand the whys and all that, what I was talking about. So definitely finding the right mentor is the right thing to look for.
Yeah, because I'd be your third?
I think you'd be the fourth now.
Fourth?
Yeah, because the first one I joined, that's when I started making. That's when I made the 5K bag, and then I lost it all, and then had a bit of a break. Found another mentor, made some profits, had a bit of a break, did the same thing repetitive until I got to you.
Break meaning losing.
Yeah, break meaning like losing drawdown, and then because my psychology was never strong, before I even started, so that was one of the biggest things that my dad implemented into me, was like, oh, this is your biggest weakness that you need to sort out, and as soon as you can do that, then you'll be on your way. And obviously been a bit of a struggle through the whole psychology thing. And so that's what I mean, like when I had a break, like I literally had like 3 months break every time that I lost my account and stuff like that.
Sure.
And so when I say that I've been training for 2 years, it's probably more like less than that because of all those breaks that I've been having in between the mentors.
Yeah. So obviously having breaks, but also, trading during that time. So I guess your whole hours in trading would be,
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. And so, so I was your fourth. Holy.
Fourth time lucky.
Fourth time's the charm, G.
Fourth time's a charm. Let's go. So your journey up till then, like obviously you were profitable, lost it, and then obviously, I guess the strategies and stuff that you had at that time, would work sometimes.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you can read the market with intuition, where people can look at it and be like, it should go down from here. And when you're trading, you don't it is gonna do what you want it to do, but you don't know at what point it's gonna do that. And that's the key to trading. That's the key that you need to figure out before you start trading. Unless you have like a huge amount of money and you're trying to risk as little as possible to win as little as possible.
Yep.
That's why some of these signal channels are putting out 80 pip stop losses. So that sort of stuff can work. I've seen it work. Like sometimes I even place trades and just let it run with no stop loss.
Yeah.
Very, very small lots, but just to see what it does,
hard.
And then you just go back and recalculate and figure out why it did that, which obviously we have the strategy for that now. So going into, trading afterwards, after you joining me, pretty much talk about like your whole journey from that. Like when we started, because I was pretty much doing the same thing with him that Briar jumped on a call with you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just doing like one-on-one calls.
Yeah.
Nice. That was the whole mentoring, like before I actually started the full-on education platform. Like everything I've put into the education platform is pretty much how I taught all of these people that we're mentoring. So what I would do with you guys is we'd have one-on-ones every day or every couple of days or whatever. I think it was like 3 times a week, right?
Yeah.
Where I would make them do we'll jump on a call and I'd make them FX replay and pretty much like mark the charts out and like core trades, because if you can do it in front of someone, then there's no reason why you can't do that on your own.
Yeah.
It just comes down to doing it repetitively and having the psychology to be able to trust yourself.
Yeah.
So talk about that whole process where we started our calls, what you already knew, and then what we started looking into that sort of changed your whole perspective on trading and where you started to.
Yeah. So I always like I said, I had like a bunch of mentors and they taught me like a whole bunch of stuff, and then like it got to the point where I just knew too much, where I just needed to cut a lot of stuff out and then keep the stuff that I needed to keep simple.
Yeah.
And then that's where you came in, and when we started doing the calls, we would do like a bunch of FX replays, and then it'd be like in my mind I'd be like, fuck, should I enter here or should I not enter here? Like that would be like for the first couple of like times that we would do the lives. And then like as soon as I started figuring out and like things started clicking, I was like, oh, I think that it's here. And then you'd be like, but why? And then I'd be like, because there's a point of interest here. There's like an imbalance to the left, There's a lot of confluences that are telling me that we should get in here. And like as soon as I started figuring that out, I was like, bro, this is like, it's like, how would you explain it? Like I don't know if anybody knows how to like knows a different language,
Yeah.
but it's like when you speak a different language, it feels the exact same as when you speak your primary language.
Yeah.
Like when you finally figure it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this just feels mean. Like everything feels like English again. Everything just feels sane.
Being able to read everything that was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get to that point, you can just read the market, like what it's going to do. Holy.
It's a game changer. That's also the major key that you need.
There's many major keys that you need in trading. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the biggest thing that a lot of people get wrong when they're first starting out. I feel like a lot of beginners, when they first look at trading and want to get into it, that it's like you can learn that and then everything after that is just the same.
Yeah.
But when it actually comes to trading, like the biggest thing that you have to get right, I think, is your mentality around placing trades. Because I would say, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I would say when you learn a strategy, like you could teach someone a strategy really, really simply, and they can go, I could teach you that in like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But you being able to implement that into your own trading that's the whole different game plan.
Comes down to your execution, like the person that's going to do the executing.
Yeah.
And that's, all psychology, all the mentals. Right. That's so true.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think one of the key things I learned from you is I asked you, like, how do I build up my psychology? How do I, build up my confidence and my entries and getting better trades? And the thing that you said to me was backtesting. Like, backtesting your strategy actually helps your psychology.
Yeah.
Because I'd watch all the videos about psychology. I started to read Trading in the Zone. And,
good book.
Bro,
It is a good book.
Like free on Spotify.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And on YouTube too.
Yeah, it's unreal. And it all came down to just backtesting your strategy and building that confidence in the strategy helps you with your psychology. And when you taught me that, I was like, went to my backtesting 28% later.
Yeah, living off it. Yeah. But that's the thing. That's like anything. When you look at anything that you're going to do, that you're going to be good at in life, for example, for most people, they're really good at their job because they do it day in, day out. And it's the same with anything. If you're doing trading day in, day out, and you've learned the right things, and I think that's the thing when people get into jobs too, because they have, a manager or like someone there that's like telling them what to do.
True.
Or the tricks of the trade. It's a lot easier because you're not out there, for example, being a builder, trying to build a house by knowing absolutely nothing or watching a couple of videos on YouTube.
Yeah, you're an apprentice and you have to learn from
from a mentor.
Yeah,
that's
so true.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Or same thing like in sports, say like Dan Carter, for example. Like he's probably one of, if not the best kicker, like conversion kicker in the world, right? And that's because like he's had all of that time to practice left foot and right foot. People don't even know that he's actually good on his right foot as well, like doing conversion kicks.
Yeah.
And so like just him like stepping away to do that practice. Like I remember studying up on him, and he had to like before he ended his training or like before he went to bed or whatever, he had to do at least 100.
What, kicks?
Yeah.
Because he had a post in his backyard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and so he'd just do 100, and that'd probably be like a day. So that's like, what, 700 a week of kicks?
See, that's crazy. And if you take that, what would you even call that?
That analogy.
Yeah, into trading of getting that practice in every single day. It's that's what's going to skyrocket, because if you're going into trading and you have all the confidence in the world that the strategy you use works like, it doesn't have to work 100% of the time. Like Dan Carter, he didn't make every single kick.
No.
You know, like he was probably 70% of his kicks made. You know, I don't even know what that is, but we'll have a look. If that was you in trading, you made 70% of your trades wins, like, you're profitable, bro. And that just comes down to practicing. Like, you can't go into trading, and I think a lot of beginners think that too. Like, they can learn the theory side of it and then just go and apply that into the live market. Like, that's not how it works. You have to get that practice. Once you know the strategy, you have to practice that strategy yourself to know in your mind that it's going to work.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. But I think at the start, as a beginner trader, you always have FOMO of the live market. Like, I have that now at the moment. And like, instead of actually back testing, I'd be like live testing, like forward testing.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just like, oh man, I don't want to miss out on this money I could make. But like, I think if you had, you know, if you were just patient and you were just back testing instead of doing the live forward testing, you'd be so much better for it.
Yeah. That's definitely another key point that you have to get in trading.
Major keys.
Major key.
Major key.
But yeah, that's the game changer for your whole psychology. Like, people talk about
And action.
Check.
bloopers.
Sorry about that. Had to have a quick vape.
Fiending. Where were we? So, yeah, my whole theory around the whole psychology thing just comes down to, like, how confident you are as a person, like, trusting yourself. And like, with that too, it's, you know, it does tie into everything like we're talking about, but it takes away your guessing whether or not your, you know, the trade that you're going to go into is going to work or not. Takes away, I think, the whole guessing game, because when you are trading, there's the question that comes to you when your setup comes and you're like, is it going to work off this though? You know?
Right. That's every time I get into a trade.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, is like, if you've practiced that strategy 100 times over, then why would the time that you get into a live trade won't work? Or if it doesn't work, you know, say that your win rate is, you know, 60% win rate, it's just going to be one of the 4 that you lose out of the next 10 trades you're going to take. You know, because you've seen it happen over again. You've practiced it happening over and over again. So for that to happen for you, you know, just take the trade anyway. You're going to lose or you're going to win.
Facts. I found like trading EU, when it has a 15-minute break of structure, there's a 70% chance it's going to break structure again instead of the change of character. And that's just from all the back testing I've done, like just building that data. And with that data, it's just build confidence.
Damn, bro.
Analytics, bro.
Damn, bro.
We're the analysts.
Hey, where's the signals in?
Yeah, so that's, you know, so true. Back testing helps you build the data, and with that data, you're more confident into getting the trade. Like, this trade's going to be, you know, 70% right all the time.
Yep.
And so 70% win rate, and if you're, you know, even like a 70%, like 1 to 2, it's huge.
Yep.
But you know,
that's crazy. Like, the amount of money you can actually make by sticking to your trading plan, but also knowing your statistics, game changer.
I don't. Like, how often would you backtest during the week?
I mean, this week.
Hey, we was live testing.
Disclaimer. Nah. But usually, like, what I'll do during the day is I backtest for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes a day. Because on FX Replay, you can, you know, fast forward the market. So you just got to, you know, keep that in mind. When you're backtesting, you can fast forward the market, which means if you are doing that, you have to realize that when you get into a trade, it's actually going to take hours.
Yeah, it's not going to be as fast.
Yeah. unless you're trading gold.
FOMC.
But yeah, I would be back testing 30 minutes to 40 minutes a day. But then I also make sure that I'm doing like an hour of study. So either studying from, what other people are doing, what they're looking at, why they're looking at it, how they trade and their strategy, and seeing if that like sort of resonates with what I'm thinking. And if I'm not doing that type of study, it would be going over the losses that I have made, and pretty much just looking at that trade and why I lost it. Why did I go into this trade, and why did it lose? If it lost just because it was like one of the statistics, one of the 3 that I'd lose out of the 10 trades, then, whatever. I'm not worried about it. But if it is one of the trades that I lose that I sort of like either FOMO'd into, or I was trying to predict what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. So that's like, so you reckon you'll probably do about an hour and a half total every day, back testing and study.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's nothing really,
But yeah,
Hour and
it's
a half,
nothing. It's crazy too, because like when you look at people that are going to study, like being a doctor, they're doing it for like, what was it, like 7 years or something, and then they got to do like another 5 years following a doctor around in the hospital before actually being able to, like obviously they get paid and shit for it, but they're not actually able to apply what they've learned for so many years, and they're just so committed to that. And if you look at trading and like your journey, for example, you started in January, learning a few things, started trading. You started with ambitious investing in March, and then obviously from that point, how often do you reckon you'll be studying a day from there?
Since I started with you, hours, bro. Hours. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, I'll be. That's why. Like, I am where I am now.
Yeah,
it's because of like.
Yeah, in the quick short time, eh?
Yeah.
Because of the hours.
Otherwise, I'd probably get to where I am. Like, if I was doing half the time, I'd be 28% in like the end of the year.
Yeah.
But because I've been putting in the work, bro, back testing, live testing, watching heaps of videos about trading. Like, I don't watch anything else. just trading. Reading books about trading, like Trading in the Zone. There's a few other ones that have really helped.
Yeah.
But minimum every day, at least like 3 to 4 hours.
Well, 3 to 4 hours.
Right, yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, no wonder you're getting those analytics on like EM and shit. Like, that's in depth.
Yeah. And that's just, that's helping me build my confidence behind entries and all that kind of stuff. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, 3-4 hours a day, like, figure, I know, like, going to work, you're working an 8-hour day, and, you get home and, dinner's not ready, so you got to cook dinner. And then, the last thing you want to do is backtest because you just want to go make some quick money in the live market. It's hard. I totally understand. But trading requires a lot of patience. Yeah.
Something I am not fond of.
Yeah. So it can be hard, like at the start. It's really hard at the start to be patient. But once you get that key skill down of just being patient, things will start to change.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be good at something, you got to be patient enough with yourself to, to put in the grind and to put in the hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the successful people come from. Like again, Dan Carter. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the way he kicks, but like he does the same stance every single time. Takes the same amount of steps back. Takes the same side step.
Yeah.
Looks at the post. He looks at the ball. Aligns it with the post, and then he looks back at the ball. Sometimes looks back at the post, back at the ball, bro. And that's boring, eh? That like to the average Joe, that'd be boring as. But bro, the amount of kicks he's done, The amount of conversions he's done, like, bro, it's insane.
It's just routine though.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it should be for trading. You know, it's like the same strategy.
No difference.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
That's crazy because, like, when you actually think about it, because I mean, going through my head now, you talking about that, I used to try and mimic his kick
Yeah,
in rugby, and like he'll be doing. So from what I can remember, he'll do like 5 steps back.
yeah,
Do 2 to the side,
yeah,
and then do whatever his routine is. But then you look at like people like Damien McKenzie, and like he does the smile, hey, but that puts him into that mindset or that routine where he's like, I'm gonna nail this. And it's the same, like you if you can apply something like that to trading, like for example, I would say that my routine is that when I mark out the charts, I'm marking out higher time frame, breaking it all the way down to lower time frame, and then I'm marking out that like 5-minute or 15-minute trading range.
Yep.
So when you mark that out, once I get a break of structure or a change of character, whichever one it is, it doesn't matter. That's reiterating to me that it's like, okay, a trade's coming because market's pushing.
Yep.
It's not internal anymore. Market's going to push. Once we get that new break of structure, I then find where my previous high is going to be.
Yep.
For example, if we're going bearish, a lot of people are probably listening and they're like, what the fuck is that? But you'll be able to learn this. You'll know. So
for the education platform.
Plug. But that's my routine. Once I get a break of structure or change of character, I then find my previous high or previous low, find the points of interest where I think it's going to come to, and then I'll either set like a limit or I just set an alert and just wait for price to come back. And like that's pretty much my routine. And when you think about like sports people are very easy to relate to because they're everywhere. Like they're famous, people watch them. They analyze what they're doing because majority of the world wants to be a sports star, right? And then you look at people that are playing basketball, like their whole routine with free throws, same thing. Anyone that plays sport, they're going to have a routine. Darts, I know that they have a routine, and that's what you got to develop when you are trading is that routine to getting into trades or winning.
I'm going to start smiling now before I enter my trades.
looking the trading range up and down.
Do the old Quade Cooper, shake the bum.
Yes, sir. Oh, bro. I mean, that's a game changer though. I've never really thought about that. But what I think, like with Damien McKenzie, is his like when he puts that smile on, like what I've learned while I've been studying mindset is that when you're smiling, like it instantly just puts those like happy hormones into your body, whereas like if you're frowning, it's like the negative. It's crazy how it works. Like it's just little things, but putting that smile in, it just gives them that confidence. I think.
Yeah, you can visualize it going in, like
visualization.
Visualize that TP.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Forget the stop loss. That's why you have no stop loss, maybe.
Mental.
There is no stop loss.
That's it. Bro, do you know what's crazy though? Like touching on the visualization stuff, a lot of studies have shown that like visualizing can be just as good as actually practically doing it.
True.
And like I do a lot of visualization myself, like manifesting visualization.
Yeah.
And I have started doing the visualization with trading, mostly because I like to lay in bed and not get up again. But like I don't know if it works or not, but like lately my trading's been insane.
Yeah. Oh. Like wait, can you what do you visualize?
Yeah, so like when I'm trying to visualize, all I'm trying to visualize is like a trade playing out. So how I would want to see a trade play out is basically what I just said about, the whole routine I'm waiting for a break of structure, price coming back. So like in my mind, I'd be like, yeah, waiting for the candle to come back to like a point of interest. And then from there, visualizing myself entering that trade no matter what.
Right.
Because like doing it in your head is apparently just as effective
Yeah.
as doing it in real life.
That's super interesting because when I'm on the lives with you, you'll be calling out things and it happens. Like, we'll get into an entry. Yeah. So we'll get into an entry and you'll be like, all right, we just want these candles to close below these wicks and we should be sweet. And then,
And he's like, where?
bro, the candles play out like that. Like, you call it like a play-by-play. Candles close and then we'll just be in profit the whole time. And I'm like, I'm gonna start talking to my charts now.
But I think that side of things as well, when you're trying to, if you're sitting there and you're watching the charts and you're like nervous, like, fuck, what's it gonna do? Like, just drop, whatever. If you think about it in a logical way, take the emotions out of it. Because like you have your confirmations, right? And the confirmations that we get is, if like candlestick formation, if you're getting like pressure of the body closure below certain areas, that's confirmation that it wants to continue going that way. As soon as you don't get that, it's sort of like, well, I'll just pull profit here, or
Break even.
yeah, move my stop loss, whatever. But yeah, and because I would say, like, I've been training for a long time now, and so I would say that I've been on the charts for like the last 3 years, nearly every single day.
True.
Yeah.
There's probably like not a single 15-minute candle that you haven't seen in London, eh?
Yeah,
Gold.
bro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like like after our last podcast, we jumped on the computer, eh? And like I pretty much explained beforehand, before jumping on the computer, how the chart played out, and then we jumped on the computer and looked exactly how it moved. But I don't know, like I can just remember everything that's happened previously. So when I actually backtest on FX Replay, I go back like before I actually started trading.
True.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
because like if I don't, I know like key areas where price is going to, and then it just goes up from there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's so insane. So you've got this crazy relationship with gold that you've just built over 3 years. And so you know gold super well. Are there any other peers that you have that kind of relationship with?
I would say that I have a close relationship with Naz, and pretty much I've taught Slade like my whole strategy with Naz, because that's sort of what I wanted help for, and that's why I wanted to bring Slade onto the team, is to help not only send signals during NYSE, but being able to identify the same things that I'm looking at. So yeah, I would say got like gold and Naz I have a real close relationship with. Forex pairs for me, I would, because I'm an impatient person, they move way too slow. Oh bro, like
You don't know that when you start. Like, you don't know how things move, and so at the start, you were always trading like Naz and gold. I remember you and Slade always trading Naz and gold, and I was way too scared. Like Naz, bro, Naz freaked me out, because it was like,
it palms,
bro, insane. And when I jumped on, like, because I used to trade GJ heaps, and I thought that was like fast until I jumped onto Naz.
Yeah.
And then I jumped onto NZD, USD. Bro, that is so slow. And I only realized that after like jumping on with Naz.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like being going through all of that, like I started with Forex pairs, got to GJ. GJ was the first pair that I ever traded and like focused on. And then I found gold, and then I found Naz, and then US 30. Like US 30, I mean, I trade it because it's there, but I wouldn't say that I know it, like know it deeply.
Yeah.
Where I can, sort of read what it's going to do. I can sort of go with like what volume's doing,
Right.
because when volume comes in, US 30 just likes to push in that direction. So last night we we were on the trades, on the charts, me and Slade. Oh, nah. But we're watching US. No, we were, eh? Because I got back up watching
Yeah,
USD.
yeah, you did, yeah.
Bro, like we were waiting for it to come up to the sell limit, which we actually put out on our signals. But as soon as the market opened day, it just started dropping, and it just dropped. Like you could find that hourly candle, and it probably moved about 200-300 pips.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Did you watch it as well?
Yeah, because I was waiting for it to come up to the limit. Yeah, and then I saw the same thing you guys were looking at. I was going to message you too, bro. Like, oh yeah, we just had to change a character on the 5. It's probably going to keep going.
Yeah, I was looking at a different chart at that time too.
Oh, true.
I wasn't even looking at that one.
Yeah. And whilst that was happening, you can go onto the charts and have a look. NAS was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So NAS actually broke down, created that 5-minute change of character, and pulled back.
Oh. I was looking at the wrong chart.
Bro, it pulled back. I went into the trade, and about, I don't know, what, 15 minutes later, it was like $600 up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
good night.
Yeah. Because you went to bed early, and I was like, "Where's this guy going?"
I'm off. But, bro, it was... And that's the thing. When you're trading NAS and you're trading US30, they move the exact same. Oh, sorry. They don't move the exact same, but because US30 is like the top 30 stocks in the world, and then NAS is the top 100 technology companies in the world, like it's very, I want to say simple to read, but, you know, very easy to understand that both of them could be going the same way because they're in that same sort of industry. So, yeah, I have that relationship with NAS because I trade it a lot. I trade gold a lot. I can pretty much tell you like everything, all the moves that have happened up until that point, like why we've hit higher highs, the all-time highs and shit like that. But they just, you know, talking about that, it's just my experience and time that I've spent in the market watching those pairs. And I think that's like the difference where, you know, people come in and they just have a look at it and then they spend a few times trading this and they spend a bit of time trading that and like trying to get into everything rather than mastering a few pairs.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's like,
Yeah.
because that was me at the start, just to, like, you know, dabble in all the pairs. And so, like, just listening to what you're saying, is you pretty much build a relationship with those one or two pairs. And with those one or two pairs, in that relationship, you get a massive understanding of how it moves. And so that builds your confidence and entries and getting good trades in those pairs.
Yeah. I mean, that's the key too, I think, because you don't have to trade everything.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like over trading. You don't want to be over trading. Like if you had, say, and like this is purely based on statistics, you could start on $100 account. If you had mastered one pair and you were able to trade in like the 1 minute, 5 minute, for example, say gold. In gold, you could find, you know, a couple of trades that move 1 to 2 very easily, right? And if you're doing that, you know, very easily you could be making, you know, 5% a day. If you're making 5% a day trading gold, waiting for those couple of trades, in 10 months, you would make over $1 million.
Actual.
Yeah.
25% a week. True.
Do it from $100. And that's what a lot of people don't understand too, is like they think it takes a lot of money in trading to be able to make a lot of money. What it really takes is a strategy, being able to do that over and over again, making a certain percentage per day based on, you know, whatever currency pair that you want to trade, and then just being patient, just staying consistent, because when you first start with your $100, 5% a day is only $5. So, you know, a lot of people get real, I don't know, agitated, a little bit impatient, like myself, and don't really take it for what it is. Because if you're making that $5 on a $100 account, if you had a $100,000 account, you'll make $5,000.
Okay.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah. You need to think about the percentages, eh?
Yeah.
More than the dollar value.
Another key.
Just handing out all the keys, bro.
Shit.
You're like that guy in the Matrix, you know. He's got the keys. The key maker.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like those are the big differences. And like, it's not actually hard. I would say trading is not hard. A lot of people try and make it hard, and I've had that compliment from a lot of people that have joined the course. They've always said like it's so simple, and it is simple. The hard part is applying that into the live markets, which is, it comes down to you as a person and your relationship with money, but your relationship with your confidence in what you're doing.
Yeah. So you pretty much just talked about the major keys. We'll break down the major keys, and they were routine, backtesting, building a relationship with one or two pairs. Would you recommend any pairs that?
Yeah, it depends on, I guess, your risk tolerance. I have a very high risk tolerance, and I have a relationship with money that, money comes and goes. I don't really care. If I lose money, I'm going to lose money. I'm not reliant on winning to pay for my bills, sort of thing. And so I try and keep that mindset. Not that I'm not relying on those, like I am.
Yeah.
But I just try and keep that mindset where, if I'm, don't care about winning or losing, it's going to be a lot easier for your psychology entering into trades. So, what was the question again?
The two pairs you're in.
Yeah. So it depends on your risk tolerance. One, because some pairs move slowly. Two, other pairs that, like gold and NAS, they move really quickly. But for me, because I'm an impatient person, I like that. Like I can be in and out trading it, for 2 hours a day, make, 5 to 100%. And then, be done. I can go to bed. Whereas if you're trading, for example, we sent out a UJ trade yesterday. How long did that take? It took hours, eh?
Nah, it wasn't that long.
Oh, for the 1 to 3, it didn't take that long. But for the 1 to 7, that took ages. Yeah.
1 to 3 was real quick,
and then it went up, and then it came back down.
It went back up to entry. Yeah.
Yeah. Could have entered another one.
Yeah.
True. That's what I should have done. Take out the 1 to 3 and then re-enter.
Yeah.
For the 1 to 7.
See, I do that all the time.
He does.
That makes sense. Get paid first, though.
He goes off the POI, and then he sells it down, and then as soon as he takes his profit, he goes for a buy back up into the.
Oh my gosh!
He did it yesterday, and I was like, "What? What do you mean you went back into a buy?"
Don't expose me, bro.
This guy. High risk, high reward. Hey,
Bro, facts. Yesterday was a mean day.
It was a mean day.
Yeah.
right. So, if you're a low risk person,
Yeah.
what kind of pairs would you suggest would be good to trade?
Would you be looking at like NU, EU?
NU is really good because it's open during the Asia market, which is daytime for everyone that lives in New Zealand or Southern Hemisphere, like New Zealand, Oz. It's a great pair and it moves slow.
Yeah, moves really slow. If you like that sort of thing, then yeah, NU, EU, a lot of the Forex pairs move quite slowly. It depends what session you're trading in. When there is volume, though, it can move. But it's really nice because they move slow, but they always continue going in that direction very, very nicely. And you can look at the chart and you can be like, that's a nice move. And you can see it like just crippling down. But like realistically, that's happened over like 6 to 8 hours.
True.
Whereas like for me, I don't like to hold trades that long unless I'm swinging them.
Yeah. I think that's what's really good about Ambitious is, we have you. We've got Huddy on, the higher risk side of things. You trade news, you're crazy with your news.
Trade anything.
But man, insane. And then we have Briar. And Briar's, more of a swing trader.
Yeah.
She likes to enter in after news. Once it's kind of done its big move, she'll get in. So it's really helpful in the education platform, having someone that's high risk and someone that's not low risk, but more on the stable side of the market.
Got the unstable
Yeah.
and stable.
Yeah,
Little
the
bit
unstable,
unhinged.
Unhinged.
So that's really helpful, and for me that's been great because I can get in on high risk trades, but also learning at the moment is like swing trades. 'Cause swing trades, like that 200k trade you got, that was a swing trade
Yeah,
on gold.
that was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
in
in a
for
week.
2 weeks.
Imagine holding a 2-week trade.
Damn.
Got to build that up, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, like that's the thing. And like typically I wouldn't necessarily hold trades that long.
Yeah.
But I had left that trade in overnight. I had put my stop loss in and I was happy to lose. Like I go into every single trade like it's going to be a winner or it's going to be a loser. I had not put any take profits in because we had like pushed up, created a high, come back down to a low, and then started to make our way back up. So my stop loss was below the low, and I didn't want to put a take profit in because I thought that from this point, if we end up breaking, it's going to go to a new high. I wake up the next day and it's pumped. Like I don't even know why, but New York NYSE session had pushed it way high, and at that point, like I was just happy because, like holding it, because at the very least, like, I put my stop loss into profit, so at the very least, I was going to win 10 grand anyway, and why not hold that? Like you're going to win 10 grand anyway.
Yeah.
If it does come back, why not hold it to see where it can go? And like, not that I was anticipating that it was going to continue to go to like 2,400, but it was there to be done.
It's so crazy. But like I think when people hear swing trades, they're thinking higher time frame entries. But with yours and Bryce strategy, you're still entering on the lower time frames and then getting the swing in. Like you're not entering on a 4 hour, you're still entering on a 1 minute. Like with that gold trade, what would the RR on that had been?
Oh, bro, I was risking about $4,000 on that trade.
Yeah.
So what's that, like a
200.
1 to 50?
1 to 50, and you would have entered on a one like a low time frame,
5 minute.
5 minute time frame, and then just hit like all time highs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, somewhat lucky, but also sticking to strategy.
Yeah.
Anticipating that we wanted to create that new higher high because we had created, but we're going with market structure here. Higher high, higher low. The next thing that should happen is a higher high. If it doesn't happen, it hits my stop loss and gets a change of character.
Yeah. Or you're at 10k.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was like pre-entering the trade. But now that it's created that higher high, it pushed. I moved my stop loss into profit. At the very least, I'm making 10k, and at this point, it was at like 40 grand. And it was just consolidating. I don't like it had pushed up, retraced 50%. My stop loss was below that, and still 10 grand. And so I'm like, if we've already retraced that much and going to continue to push up, like I'm just going to hold it. And then, 1 week goes by, and whilst I'm holding it, I'm getting swaps sent to me because I'm in profit. So I'm making money from swaps.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, because I'm holding my trade and it's in profit, those swaps that I'm getting, they're giving me like $400 a day.
True.
Yeah,
I thought swaps they take from you.
It depends.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's based on the interest of whatever pair it is. So if it's like a pair that's devalued, then they're going to take money from you for holding that trade.
Oh, I see.
But
because you're incurring all that money with interest on top, they're paying you the swap fees.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
We break this trade down like all the time, and it just gets more insane to me.
Bro, it was. And so they're paying me like, so they're paying me like $300-400 a day just to hold this trade. And I'm just holding it and holding it. And then as the price is going up and my amount is getting bigger, the swaps start getting bigger. And the swaps start, doubling to like $600 a day and then $800 a day.
What?
Yeah, bro. And like by the end of it, when I actually ended up pulling that trade, I think my swaps was at like 18,000.
Dang.
Just for like they're rewarding me for holding a trade, and then I've got whatever amount that I've made
No way.
as well. Bro, it was crazy. It was a crazy trade.
I think that's. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss with us, Hadi?
Nah. I mean, yeah, as a beginner, you want to start with, those things that we were talking about. Start with some pairs that move slower, and then as you build your confidence, you can move into things like gold, and you can move into things like NAS. But it's just growing that confidence, really, as a beginner, like learning the right things. And it's not necessary, realistically, that you do need a mentor. I learned without a mentor. It took me 14 months. You two learned with a mentor.
2 months.
6 months. Yeah.
God damn. Where was I when I needed me?
Definitely helps though. Definitely helps to have a mentor. Shortens down the time.
That's basically it. And that's basically what I say to people, because a lot of people ask me, like, do you mentor? And like, I don't necessarily mentor like I mentored you last year because we have the education platform, but like even having the community, like that's a whole different ball game in itself.
Right, community, is so good, man.
Yeah.
I think like when you have a mentor, you're learning from a mentor, and they're at like such a high level that they can teach you things that are super complex. But when you're like in a community with other beginner traders, and you all have beginner questions, it's easy to learn from one another.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because everybody will pretty much ask the same questions
yeah,
every time somebody new comes in.
Bro, it's so funny. Me and Briar, because we always talked about this, like when we were starting out, and like someone new would come in and they'll like ask the same thing, and me and Briar would just message each other like, "Are you gonna answer him or should I?" Not that it was a bad thing, but it's more or less like we should just make a frequently asked question like page.
but I mean now like everyone in the community is like answering the questions for them.
Yeah, because they've been there before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like
that's the awesome thing about
yeah,
it.
having other people at your level, and because they know it inside out and they've just been through it, it's fresh on their mind.
Yeah.
They can just explain it to you in those simple terms.
Yeah.
So, bro, community, like mentor community. What else do you guys want?
What else do you need, bro?
Got it all. Got it all.
But yeah, as a beginner, this is like a game changer. If you are interested, ambitious investing, like what we do offer, because what we've got the mentoring, we've got the community, we offer the copy trader, and it's something else in itself.
Signals.
Signals.
Because you get like free signals when you sign up to the education platform, right?
Yeah. So we have 3 different signals groups. You get one of them for free when you sign up. So that was more or less the earn as you learn type thing, like take the same trades that we take. But a lot of people, I don't know, ended up over leveraging and shit. Like, didn't really learn the risk management side of stuff. Because a lot of people like skip a lot of the videos.
Yeah. I see people ask questions in the disco and
Where's the advanced videos?
but like like simple questions, and it's like, cuz have you watched the whole video playlist that Hardy's put out?
Yeah, it's
all
crazy.
the answers are in there.
Yeah, because like a lot of people just want to skip all of the easy stuff, which, I mean, like obviously you can, but then that's why I haven't put all the advanced stuff out yet, is because, bro, if like people went to the advanced stuff, like you would just lose money.
Yeah, true.
You have to go through like understanding, what is Forex, who plays in the Forex market. Like, this is all of them beginner stuff. What is a pip? What is a lot size? Because if you don't know what pips are and you don't know what lot sizes are or how to calculate your lot sizes and your pips, you're losing money right there
Yeah.
as a beginner. Going into the intermediate is the foundational movements of how the market works. So it pretty much has the strategy, but basically breaks it down into why we look at these things. And then before the 30th of this month, we're going to be putting out all of the other videos for advanced, because I feel like a lot of people are at that level now where it helps you to read.
Am I at that level? Do you reckon? Am I ready?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Bro, I reckon like a few people now that are jumping on to the live course, because we have live calls as well.
Right, live calls. You do like a live education call as well, beginner and advanced.
Yeah. Because I was doing the one-on-one, right? But in January, we only had like 2 people.
Oh, true.
But in January this year, we started with 2 people. Now we're at like 150.
Wait, January this year you only had 2 people?
Yeah.
Oh, man. The growth is crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. Like, everyone's kind of getting exposed to trading
Yeah.
at the moment.
I think there's time too in New Zealand. It's like, what is it? What do you call it? What is it called? The cost of living.
Inflation
is crazy, and that's why a lot of people are like, I need to make more money.
Yeah.
And so that's why a lot of people are getting onto like trading, or they're doing like affiliate marketing or whatever that's called, or like, you know, just trying to find a side hustle that can make them money. And so that's why I think a lot of people, and like why we've grown very quickly in the last 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
What's today? May. 5 months. 5 months we went from 2 people to 150. And it's been crazy to watch too, like for myself and Briar. And even one of the first people, Sam Robinson, or Samville, he was the first person to ever buy the course.
True.
Ever.
I've been chatting to him lately, eh?
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah. Good dude.
And so he was the first person. He's still in now, still doing the copy trade and everything like that, still learning. But yeah, going from there to like where we are now in May, 150 people, bro, still growing.
Still going. Bro, Slade, like, what do you think the biggest roadblock for you was? The roadblock to signing up with Hardy and Ambitious?
Probably the money was probably one of the biggest roadblocks, because
Cap.
but no, because right, like I had already come from 3 different mentors, right, where I had to pay for courses, and so, you know, and then like I make money and then lose money, and then I would just blame it on, you know, thinking that their strategy didn't work. And so I was like, if I go into this next course and it fails again, you know, like that was the thing overnight. And like I had to talk to my dad about it, but he was like, if there's one important tip that I could give you is that education, you know, should come above everything for a person, and the biggest thing you can invest in is in yourself. And if this line of work is what you want to strive to do, then you should invest in it, you know, no matter the cost of what it will come, because you already know that you can, especially with how much the course was, or, you know, being mentored by Huddy was. It was so little at the time. It still is.
It's insanely cheap.
Yeah. And so he was like, and you already know the potential of how big, you know, investing is, you know, doing day trading is. So you could easily make that money back, you know, with learning with him. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. So that was the biggest thing.
What made you trust Huddy and actually sign up and jump into the course?
I think I asked like 100 questions.
Have you guys jumped on a call with Slade?
Yeah, we jumped on a call because he had emailed me and stuff, and he had told me that, like,
struggling.
He's done it before. He was struggling. Struggle was real.
It was real depression. No, it wasn't. It's not so much depression, but just like got into my own head.
Yeah.
I
Trading
think
does
that's
that,
just
though.
psychology.
Yeah, yeah,
The mentality around failing. It's not necessarily that you were a failure. It's that what you had learned had failed you.
yeah.
Um, yeah. And so we jumped on a call, and I mean, I do it with everyone because everyone's like real skeptical.
Oh, bro. Heaps of people getting scammed out here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I get so many people like message me like, "Bro, I've been scammed as this you like blah blah blah." Sorry, my guy, it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, we jumped on a call, and I pretty much just answered every question that he had.
Yeah.
Just
to the way that I wanted it to, you know?
yeah,
It wasn't like just here's a question and here's the answer. And it was like I asked a question and he gave me like a full on in depth answer that I needed in order for me to be like, oh yeah, this guy's ticking the list of the type of mentor that I need to learn from.
Nice.
yeah. I think that was just to put your mind at ease. Like a lot of people coming into this game, like I've touched on it before, that a lot of people sell courses, but they're not necessarily a trader themselves. They know the fun, like how the market works. They know the strategy, and they can just teach people what they've learned from someone else.
True.
Hey,
Yeah,
like
that's
it's so easy. But for someone that's doing it day in, day out, and that's why we do the live calls, that's why I send out the signals and do the copy trader. Like this is all me trading, or like us trading now. That
Full exposure, full transparency.
pretty much just full transparency into you watch me as a trader. Like this is what it is. I'm not hiding anything. Or like we have like this trading journal. I send it, like I show people my results and shit. Like I've lost a lot, but I've also won a lot. And I think that was the big difference too. Like jumping on that call with you is being fully transparent and like what I would teach you, what you're going to get out of it. And if that wasn't for you, like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that call probably helped a lot.
Yeah, it did. And then you, especially, you're like, bro, just try a month, and then see where we go from there. And if it works, then it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And I was like, oh yeah, true.
Yeah, like you didn't have to stay in. That's what I tell a lot of people, because I get the same thing. It's the same thing that comes from a lot of people is, you know, can you be trusted is what you're teaching. And that's why a lot of people started asking for like, what are your other students like? And like back then, like we had like two people in January.
True.
You know, like there wasn't much that I could give them because they were still learning. Like everyone was newbies. Whereas now, like we've got, you know, yourself. We've got, you know, multitudes of other people that have had success in this, well, you know, after joining. That now it's like, you know, it's growing itself because it's got that.
It's cool seeing the community like have that success too. Like when people post up and trade wins, you know. The one that got me really good was when Hannah, she like marked out the charts, and I didn't see it. This was, I think I was a month into Ambitious, and she put it up on the Discord, and it played out like perfect, bro. And I was like, damn, how did you just catch that? and like everyone in the community was like super proud.
Yeah.
You know? So you got that support as well.
I love that. Yeah. I don't know, like this whole space and this whole getting into it, like it's something new for me, because I used to just trade a lot by myself, but having the community and the way it's growing and the support that everyone gets, like there's no hate in the community either. Like you're dumb or things like that. And
you can come in and just ask all the dumb questions.
Yeah. Everyone's helpful. No one's like, oh, this idiot or something. I love it. And that thing with like seeing success happen with, you know, Hannah, for example, how she marked out the chart and it played out exactly how she wanted it to, based on what she had learned. Like that's a game changer, man. Like learning something, being able to apply it in the live market and then being able to make money off it. Like that's all you have to do. And she's a key example for students that come in, that if you are going to learn correctly, go through all of the videos, because she went through all of them. She was jumping on the lives. She was, you know, actively talking with people and like doing one-on-ones with Brian and stuff, you know, putting everything that she could, like getting the most value out of the course rather than like potentially being shy and not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, she would jump on the lives and ask all the questions.
Yeah.
I remember like hardly anyone else was, because bro, I'd be on the lives and I didn't care. I'll just ask all the questions. Bro, I'd take over the live, bro. My sister jumps on. Can't hear anyone else. It's just her talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I first jumped on and Hannah was asking questions, I was like, oh, those are similar questions to what I was thinking. And it built up my confidence to be like, oh, sweet, I'm just going to ask all these questions too. But that's the community, man. It's so good.
Yeah. I think that's the key. Another key. Like you have to ask questions. I heard a quote today. I forgot it, but it was something around if you want to know the answers, you got to ask the questions. You know, like if you're in the course and you're paying whatever it is a month, $250 a month, like
Don't waste it.
yeah, like
Make the most of it.
make the most of it. Ask me all the questions that you want, because if you don't ask them, you're not going to get the answers, and then you'll think that you're wasting your $250. Like I'm here to help you succeed in the space, because if I can help one person succeed, like I can help everyone succeed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they got deep real quick. Yeah, so being a part of the community and things like that, makes it a game changer for you as a person wanting to learn, especially being welcomed in like everyone's sort of what would you call it, like super kind.
Yeah, supportive.
Yeah, supportive towards your journey, because they've been there as well. So yeah, if that's something that you guys are looking for, that's where you find the Ambitious Investing. That is where we are going to be teaching you, and where everyone has been learning. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us on this podcast today. We're going to be trying to put out a few every couple of months, a few a month, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we've got a few guests lined up.
Those are going to be mean.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, thank you very much for chatting with us, listening to us, and see you on the next one.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really. Don't
Tell me what you want.
what you